think about it like this, that when we are out of connection, it's so painful, because our species is geared towards being connected, not just as a way of thriving, but really our very survival. Part of it is in the connection with other people. We don't run that fast. Our jaws aren't that big, but connection with other people is really how we make it in this world. And so when we're out of connection, when we're feeling like, oh, I don't have connection, then what's going to happen is you're gonna feel that strain and move into a fear state. And so it goes through these 3 levels, and rage is the last level. And so rage is a bid for connection. So one story I share with people is a story where I really got this in a visceral way. My kiddo was about 3 at the time this happened, maybe 4. And I was sitting on the kitchen floor and doing something with my hands, so I wasn't looking at her. And she's over here, like standing next to me, and she's talking to me, but I wasn't looking at her. And she starts whining a little bit. So she moves into sort of that panic grief sort of space. You're not connected to me. Pay attention. That's a bid for connection. I verbally answered her. I said, oh, hun, I'm listening. And I didn't actually look. So she knows I'm not really in connection with her, right? And she escalates it, moves into more of a panicky fear state. And I said, still, I'm listening, and turned back away. And she grabs my face and moves me over like this. She goes, Mommy, listen to me. And I went, oh, the Akapangksep was right. Rage is a bid for connection. Now I get it. This was like a visceral learning for me. Luckily, I had studied that. So when she did that, my response was, oh, sweetie, you're right. I wasn't listening. And let's not grab faces when we're angry. So we did plenty of boundary and also reconnection work in that moment. So one thing to understand is that the rage piece is really normal. It's driven by the midbrain. So if I was using Dan Siegel's hand model, the brainstem is right here. The midbrain is the top of the brainstem. The thalamus sits on top of that. The limbic system wraps around, and the neocortex on top of that. So, oh, somebody said, sounds like rupture and repair. Exactly, which is how we build trust. The trust is not built through consistent wonderfulness. Trust is built in those moments where we have the discord and we come together and are with each other anyway and really understand each other. So this midbrain is geared to move into a rage state. If I'm out of connection, it's going to try to get your attention by making a big emotional bid, right? When I'm working with a client who uses rage to try to connect with people, what I want them to do is, 1, have a ton of compassion and coherence for how their system is built to do this, and then to do containing boundary work. So containing boundary work is all about, wait a second, is it going to be possible for me to show up in a way that's going to both honor my emotional state and be thoughtful about what this is going to do to my relationship? So if you have somebody who's struggling with that, I would do a combination of psychological boundary work and containing boundary work, and tons and tons and tons of the containing side, because probably what's happening is they're honoring their rage state by just acting it out, rather than honoring their rage state by coming into connection with it.